Cowboys running back Tony Dorsett's most productive rushing yardage season was 1981. He rushed for 321 more yards than his next best total. Danny White was becoming a top-rated quarterback in his second season as the Cowboys starter, and his Patriots counterpart was Matt Cavanaugh, who was making his first start of 8 in 1981. The 1978 second-round draft pick was Dorsett's quarterback in college at Pitt. Dallas's record was 2-0, while New England's was 0-2.
Kubash. Not a good kick. Flag is down. Jones bobbles the ball at the 12-yard line, hustles to it. And it was not a flag, it was just a yellow piece of cloth that had blown onto the field.
Let's see how quickly Danny White goes at the one-on-one coverage.
And we'll tell you, too, about the offensive line changes for the Cowboys. If you're very familiar with this club, it is different. Ron Springs, piled up, line of scrimmage. The Patriots have thus far in 2 games become the weakest team in the NFL against the run, and you better believe that Tom took note of it as he prepared for this game. We will see a lot of Tony Dorsett and a young man who's really coming on, Ron Springs. There he is, Tony Dorsett. Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, split to the right and out of the shotgun. Danny White, a lot of confidence, throws it out into the flat to Ron Springs. He is taken out there, and it will not be a Cowboy first down. First down and 10. The Patriots just out of their own 31-yard line. Here's Cavanaugh in his 4th year, of course, out of Pittsburgh. Jackson is split left. Stanley Morgan in the lineup. Cavanaugh, his first shot, goes out to Harold Jackson.
Ron Earhart beleaguered.
From the New England 43 on 1st and 10, Cavanaugh fires a good shot under heavy pressure. It goes out to Stanley Morgan working against Steve Wilson. First down and 10. The ball near the 40-yard line of the Cowboys. Jackson, top of your screen. Tony Collins. Maybe a yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
One thing I'd never do against Dallas with their flex defense geared for the run. Don't run on them in 1st or 2nd down. Pass on them. It's the only way you got a shot against this team.
2nd and 9. Collins, right side. Tough situation. Cowboys, 6 defensive backs in.
Frank, they've got the 5-down lineman. And
Cavanaugh out of the shotgun, going deep. It'll be picked off by Everson Walls.
there's one of your rookies.
From Grambling, and Walls returns it out close to the 25-yard line. And here's a youngster that led the nation in interceptions a year ago at Grambling. He was not drafted. Drew Pearson up at the top of your screen. Inside handoff. Ron Springs, gaping opening. And Springs out over the 35, or close to that as they mark it now. Inside the 35, very close to a Cowboy first down. Springs and Dorsett, the 2 setbacks, back into the I formation. Inside handoff. Springs once again, another opening behind Herbert Scott and Tom Rafferty. Gain of 3.
You know, I hear these guys that say, oh, he runs a 4.5 40, or he runs it. That's hard to relate to. You know, I don't know what does that really mean. I asked Al Lavin, who's the coach, is the running back. I said, Al, how far does Tony Dorsett outrun Springs on a 40? He says, not even a yard.
Springs was
so Springs has got that same kind of speed. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's also fast.
1 second down. Danny White, play action. Finds the open man. Ron Springs did not hold on, so it'll be 3rd down and 6.
Proclaimed 5 years late by Sports Illustrated as the greatest lineman in the game. Everybody knew it for 5 years. John Hanna.
I thought you were talking about Gifford. Wait a minute, I was about to tell the Gifford story.
I thought I missed something.
No, the Gifford he could do it all, and he didn't have the speed.
Oh, okay.
On 3rd and 6, out of the shotgun. Danny White, right on target. Tony Dorsett, S.J. Saldy, Mr. Everything, number 87. Dorsett, look at that move. Bouncing off a Patriot. When you tackle Dorsett, you better really stick him and use the arms, or he'll be gone. There was a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Drew Pearson out to the right. White gets the blitz, but he gets the pass off beautifully to Ron Springs. Dallas, they show you so many formations. Springs. Another Dallas first down inside the 30. On 1st and 10. 28-yard line. White to the air again. Quickly to Springs. We'll see a clip as Billy Joe Dupree was doubling back.
If you clip Billy Joe, you come over and stand by Tom for a while. Don't you know that?
Down remains the same.
Boy.
Butch Johnson in, Tony Hill is in, Drew Pearson. Cowboys, if they hold up to form, will work on pieces of it. They won't go for all of it. That's Dorsett, upended. Good defensive play on the right side by Schote. 2nd down, 26. Danny White back again. He'll feel the pressure. This time it was intended. Dorsett with the screen. And Dorsett back to the original line of scrimmage, close to the 28, where it'll be 3rd and 10. Mike Haynes defensively. 3rd and 11. Danny White going deep into the end zone. And taken there with a beautiful leaping catch by Butch Johnson. Who has been in a battle for the starting honors with Tony Hill, and Butch has been great now for 2 weeks in a row. Having replaced Steve Grogan in the starting role tonight, here's Calhoun. He has a great opportunity. 2nd and 5. Kavanaugh. Intended for our Harold Jackson. Steve Wilson defensively, the ball with no zip.
Extremely gifted athlete.
Kavanaugh. Going deep, Hasselbeck wide open. Turned him down at the 35-yard line. Dennis Thurman defensively for the Cowboys, but with 6 defensive backs. Thurman was all alone with Hasselbeck.
Makes you wonder how it gets open, doesn't it? Because they've really got him. They got 5 linemen coming. There's Dutton coming in there pretty good. He just turned him around out there. Somebody made a mistake.
1st down, 10. Calhoun, left side, inside the 30. Nice pickup. 2nd down and 4 for New England. They've moved the ball well. Jackson in motion. Tony Collins, left side, another big gaping hole as Bob Bruning had to make the save. Again, the leading rusher for New England, unavailable, Vegas Ferguson. They say he has a sore ankle and is ready to play tonight. On 1st down. Kavanaugh with a lot of time, a man is wide open, Hasselbeck. Again, Steve Wilson playing way off Hasselbeck at this point. 1st down, goal to go. Nosi Tutupu. It's 2nd down and goal to go. Calhoun. Touchdown.
Here's Calhoun. The play is designed to go straight. He made his little move to the outside. Dede lost his footing, went to the outside and scored.
And we've got a tied football game. 1st down is inside the 31-yard line of the Cowboys. Dorsett. Dorsett.
Oh, yeah.
He does it so quickly.
What a leg acceleration. You see him kind of get tackled there, slowed down, and it's a little more spurt. Drag him in, pick up a 1st down.
What I love about that guy is the way he runs inside, right up the middle.
Take a look here. This is a 3-man straight ahead block. You got Rafferty, who's the new
That's Springs with that block on the line.
Look at Springs' block coming in, cleaning out the hole. That was a nice move.
Final seconds ticking off in the 1st quarter. Danny White going up on top. Tony Hill, the intended receiver, and nicely played by Rick Sanford, one of 4 #1 draft picks that man the defensive secondary for New England. That puts Butch Johnson 86, Drew Pearson 88, top of your screen. And we get the draw to Dorsett, who spins to the 50-yard line. Dallas has the football right at midfield, 3rd down and 6, and Danny White quickly into the shotgun. Wide open, Tony Hill. 1st down and 10. Dorsett in motion. This is Springs with a little screen in front. That's Butch Johnson. An interesting play and an interesting move by Dorsett. Ron Springs is in a wing slot there. Wide open. Springs. Dorsett adjusts deep into the eye. And here he comes. Tripped up. Dorsett tripped up. Ray Hamilton moving across from the nose tackle position. There will be a loss of a yard.
Sugar Bear was there that time, made a good move.
Saldi in motion. Danny White, Drew Pearson, and he does not hold on. Gifted ones they are. White out of running room, but he pulls up after finding the receiver, Drew Pearson. He struggles forward, and Drew Pearson will get the first down. Movement on the right side of the Cowboys line. You'll see the flags fly.
Doesn't look like it, guys, but that's the break for us. We're down here in this below and inside the 10. It's hard to do. Give us another 5 yards. We can do a few more things out here outside the 10.
Again, Dallas slow and getting the ball off. Dorsett back inside the 10. White drills a ball into the arms of Saldi, and it is incomplete. Dorsett single set back. Drew Pearson in motion. White, Dorsett one-hands it and then bobbles it. 27-yard attempt. And Septian has set a new Cowboy mark of 8 consecutive field goals, and the Cowboys move back out in front. They lead 10-7. That's USC and Oklahoma, with the great Marcus Allen at USC against Buster Rhymes and Stanley Wilson of Oklahoma. Check the local history for the game in your area on 1st and 10. Kavanaugh fires out there to Harold Jackson.
You saw a good catch that time by Harold Jackson. Harold got 12 stitches in his chin. He showed me before the game from last week's game. I said, Harold, so how long are you going to play this stuff? They can't run you off. He said, as soon as my stitches heal, you won't know anything. I'm as good as new. He really is.
Always there. That's the thing about Jackson.
Caught 4 touchdowns against Dallas one time when he was with the Rams. One of the great days he's had, for over 200 yards, I think it was, but 4 touchdown passes.
It's 2nd down and 1. New England at their own 33. They're down by 3 points. Katupu. It's a New England first down. On 1st and 10. Jackson in motion. Play action by Kavanaugh. Hasselbeck is open again. And a beautiful shot. Hasselbeck thoroughly beat Charlie Waters inside the 21-yard line of Dallas. Katupu slides away from one tackler. Big John Dutton gets down close to the 17-yard line. Katupu, the single setback. Kavanaugh, Harvey Martin is there.
Good move by
Kavanaugh gets the ball off to Johnson.
Goodbye.
Down, and a great move by Kavanaugh. Harvey Martin was breathing all over him.
They may have called him down back there, Frank.
They may have said he was in the grasp of Harvey Martin. They give you a quick whistle now. Out to the right is Stanley Morgan. Quick count. It's a reverse. Jackson's going to throw the ball. And that ball almost picked off by Dennis Thurman. It'll be 4th down.
This fellow is not kicking well, Frank.
He's
Suddenly.
free. He's been hurting.
There you go.
John Smith, who led the league in scoring for the last 2 seasons, has missed once again. 3rd.
White wheel that couldn't handle Harvey
On
Martin.
1st and 10. Dorsett. Look out.
Look out,
This could be the distance. He has great speed.
He's gone.
Tony Dorsett. 75-yard touchdown run, a brilliantly executed
Is that
play.
pretty?
Great blocking at the line of scrimmage, and then Tony Dorsett just did his thing.
As you look at the end zone replay again, reveals run to be the most intense and worried man. And I said they had the look of a loser on that last series, and this proved. If ever a team has to show character after
the
that.
blocks downfield. Great by their flankers, their outside receivers.
Started off with a great block by Herb Scott, Frank, 68. Then you had Drew Pearson out in front.
Butch Johnson.
Yeah, Tony just stayed in there behind as Drew Pearson, 88. That was a beautifully executed play.
Septian in an attempt to extend the Dallas lead, which he does. So suddenly the Cowboys are out in front 17-7. Who has performed well tonight. Back again. This time going out to his wide receiver, Stanley Morgan, the intended receiver, back there defensively, a man whom the Dallas Cowboy coaching staff will tell you makes things happen. Dennis Thurman. We get the run call. Tony Collins. Fumbles the ball, and Dallas looks as though they have recovered.
They can blow this game out of itself.
Steve Wilson recovers for Dallas. Cowboys at New England's 38. Dorsett. This time, Dorsett trying to go outside is taken there by Mike Hawkins. 2nd and 23, and a flag is down.
And offsides over here.
Danny White. Deep in the end zone and out of the end zone. Hustling down there was Butch Johnson, but there was movement at the line.
I think it's Drew Pearson on this side. You're spread out that far, it's kind of difficult to hear that snap count. And I think he just moved a little early.
Tony Hill up at the top of your screen. Middle screen. Ron Springs. Springs pursued and dropped at the 32-yard line, far short of the first down. Again, Ray Hamilton. 1st and 10, New England from their own 20-yard line. Tony Collins, right side. Katupu. Big hole. Most really cracked Michael Downs. And
look at that straight-up blocking on Randy White. That's Hannah. Randy White, as we've talked about many times, can't be too many people much better.
1st down and 10. Collins. And Collins pursued and dropped by middle linebacker Bob Brunig. Quick shot. Stanley Morgan, he has great speed. Kavanaugh up again. Man is open. And taking the ball once again, Stanley Morgan. Hasselbeck in motion. He's the big number 80. Kavanaugh going for Jackson, and Jackson after dueling with Wilson, and a flag is down. Calhoun sacked up on the big left side of the Cowboys. John Dutton, Ed Jones, Guy Brown. 2nd down and goal. The ball's at the 3. Collins. About 7. We'll be returning to Foxborough with more football after this message from the National Football League. Dorsett. Springs is in front. Out of the shotgun comes Dallas. And over the middle is open is Philly Joe Dupree, who now gets out over the 30 for the first down. And what is required? Hit his legs. I told you, and I believe New England's going to come up with the football.
That was the thing they didn't want to happen.
Inside the 19-yard line of Dallas. Draw play. Calhoun. Calhoun for a couple.
Randy White was the man that slipped in there and pulled that one down.
Number 80, Hasselbeck, has been a real force in this half. Kavanaugh, deep drop, going for Harold Jackson.
Good defensive play.
Hold on, defensive play made by Steve Wilson. 1 timeout remaining for New England. They trail 17-14. Pete Brock snaps for New England when they're in the shotgun, as they are right now.
There he is.
Wide open is Andy Johnson. He bobbles the ball, and he had possession. This will be a touchback.
No, I can't believe it. I tell you, he has Johnson so wide open. It starts off, as we said here, really good protection. We might as well say that. Kavanaugh's moving around. Johnson comes back across the middle, wide open in there. That's Benny Barnes, 31. That jars it loose. He just didn't quite get it put away. And in the end zone, you got Thurman that just falls on it.
Harold Jackson is back in the lineup, and Don Hasselbeck. He had 3 big receptions for 93 yards for New England. 1st and 10, New England. They're at their own 27. Calhoun, right side. And Calhoun met first by big Ed Jones, who has been the defensive MVP in both the Cowboys' early games. Hasselbeck, number 80, bottom of your screen. 2nd and 8. Wide open is Jackson. Down the sideline, Jackson. Ball near the 41. Kavanaugh back quickly. Fired and complete. Tony Collins. Draw play. Katupu. And Katupu with a big opening. He'll go in. Oh, there are no flags.
Well, what a move. All right, let's see what happens to Brunig. Right in the middle. Pretty good standoff there on the outside. Hannah's doing a good job on White. Brunig gets caught up in the middle, as does Dutton. Charlie Waters comes in, hits, bounces off, and he runs.
And the Patriots are on top. Lilly 21-17. White on first down. Fires a complete to Butch Johnson. Out of the eye. Short handoff. Ron Springs. Line of scrimmage. Squeezes out a yard. We have Dupree and Cosby also. Ron Springs. There will be no first down, and Dallas will have to turn it over, and this New England Patriot team is really goosed up.
They're fired up now, and look at those fans.
There's Roland James. Danny White will punt. A strange question. Roland James. No fair catch indicated. Dallas saying they have the football. There's a scramble. New England says, no, we have it. Roland James would have been better advised to have gone for the fair catch as New England turns it over. Back into the pro set, now back into a wing set with Dorsett, and now in motion. They show you so many things. Ron Springs, opening on the left side, and Springs showing you the strength and power that takes him to the 15. Springs, another big hole. Springs inside the 10. Saldi, Newhouse. Newhouse turned back. It'll be fourth down. Dallas is choose the field goal. They'll go on fourth down, a full yard. Saldi in motion. Dorsett, easily the first down. It'll be first and goal to go at the 7. James Jones, number 23, gets the call over the right side. On Springs. We're looking at a 21-17 game now. New England in the lead. Third down, goal to go. Danny White, man wide open. And it's Billy Joe Dupree with 7:29 remaining in the third quarter. The Cowboys back out in front, 24-21. Collins 33, Calhoun 44. Setbacks for New England. Kavanaugh again with good protection and an open receiver, Stanley Morgan. Ball near the 48-yard line for the first down. Harold Jackson, top of your screen. Patupu, this time piled up. Second down. Kavanaugh. And no receiver downfield, and Kavanaugh steps out of bounds.
Don't you think he may have made a mistake? He had 3 red shirts out there.
I thought he did.
I think he could have made some more yardage that time.
Going deep is Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh threw that one way too quickly. He saw the blitz coming from Dallas. They picked him up, but he just got a little bit nervous in his throw. Threw it too quickly. Didn't give the pattern a chance to develop.
First down at 10. Dallas at their own 18-yard line. They show you, oh, so many formations, and you have to think about each and every one of them. Pearson in motion. Dorsett, stutter step. Then the acceleration. And Dorsett is the second all-time leading rusher for the Cowboys as he gets the first down out over the 35 to the 37 where Mike Haynes was there defensively for New England. Oh, does he move around? First and 10 Dallas. Their own 37-yard line. White.
Yeah.
Tony Hill. 142 yards thus far on the night for Tony Dorsett. We have 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. First and 10. That's Pearson in motion. This is Dorsett. This time, no chance at all as Ray Hamilton slid off the block. His best game ever is 206 yards. And he has, as I said, 142 tonight. Second and 10. A man is open. Springs out of the backfield.
How about that little one-hand catch? Straight drop-back pass. Looking at Springs out on the outside. Schultz trying to follow him in there. Good move by Springs.
Inside handoff. This one does not work and almost bobbled. Ron Springs with a good effort to hold on to it. It'll be fourth down.
What a play by Tony McGee.
On first and 10, Kavanaugh with a handoff to Calhoun. Calhoun runs into a peck of trouble. Kavanaugh with the time once again. Was it a possession? No. Ruled incomplete.
Well, I don't really think I understand the rule, Vince, so if one of y'all do, tell me about it. Now, he catches the ball. Is he supposed to take a step with it?
They called possession in the first half on Andy Johnson just before the end. Look at that. I thought it was the same thing as the Johnson play with a different call.
Out of the shotgun. In and out of the hands of Tony Collins. The ball was well thrown. Here comes Dorsett. Ron Springs. It's Tony Hill way up there at the top of your screen. Danny White, Ron Springs gets away from Nelson, and this time he does have the first down. Danny White dumps it out to Dorsett, and Dorsett goes down in the arms of Mike Hawkins. Danny White is back, trying to get off a screen, and the screen man could not get open. It was Dorsett who got tangled up with his little fake block. One of the New England Patriots got an arm on him far short of a first down. And on third down and long yardage from the end zone. Get the view of Tim Fox, the free safety. Going deep for Pearson. Incomplete. Mike Haynes was back there. Septian has already kicked one from 26. This attempt will be from 40. This time, Septian's string of 8 consecutive field goals misses. Kavanaugh having a fine night. Lays one up, and it's there too long. Everson falls and picks it off.
Does that kid know where to go?
We told you about him earlier. 3 interceptions in preseason. And he better hurry. He gets it off. And very ineffectively.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe that.
Dorsett and White, one of them did the wrong thing. Second down, 16. Draw play.
That's the play they had called.
Dorsett back to the original line of scrimmage. Third down, goal to go. That's Pearson, wide receiver in motion. Danny White throws into a crowd, incomplete. Splitting the uprights. And Dallas has extended their lead, but not a comfortable 6 points. And of course they need to stop making the errors. Kavanaugh checks off quickly, comes out to Collins. His speed makes the Cowboys change their defenses considerably. This time, big Ed Jones is all over Tony Collins. Third down and 10 for New England. Kavanaugh has to hurry it. A man is there. It's Jackson. And it's first down New England out to the 44-yard line as Matt Kavanaugh was in trouble, and now a flag is down. I believe we're going to have holding against New England.
I don't know what that means.
Number 75, offense, third down.
Clock stop with 10:30 remaining in the game. New England down by 6, 27-21 to Dallas. Kavanaugh out of the shotgun. Third down, long yardage, 17. Ed Jones chasing Kavanaugh. You have to get it away.
That's illegal.
They'll call that one.
Now, wait a minute.
And they're saying safety.
Intentional grounding
From the end
in
zone.
the end zone. Number 12, safety.
Lubas. Fine kick. Jones takes it at the 26. Dorsett. Terrific block by Donovan out in front. They now lead by 8. Dorsett. Stacked up short of the first down. It'll be third down and 1. Looks like the wind may have been knocked out of him. Out of the shotgun. Danny White, and wide open is Butch Johnson for the first down. For his first occurrence. This is Ron Springs. Jones. Hey. James Jones, first down around the 23-yard line. Ball at the 24-yard line. Seconds ticking away for New England as Ron Springs on the right side. Hammers out 4 yards down to the 20-yard line.
Like to do it themselves.
There
he goes again.
There it is. But they get the play off, and it's Doug Cosby, the tight end, coming around, getting the first down just as the 30-second clock expired. Danny White can see it. Draw play. Springs. James Jones, 23, stays in there for Dorsett. Quickly and intended there for Drew Pearson, covered by Ray Claiborne, incomplete. Less than 5 minutes remaining to play. And White had to hurry a pass in the direction of James Jones. And they got the ball back at the 28. And Septian has hit from 28 yards out. An 11-point edge for the Dallas Cowboys over the Patriots with 4:49 remaining in the game. We're going to watch this from the end zone as Tony Collins looks upfield to Raphael Septian. Collins from his 8-yard line. And Collins with a fine run back.
Yeah, the Pats will go to Pittsburgh next week. They'll find out. Look out.
Oh, almost picked off. And Guy Brown would have had clear sailing into the end zone had he been able to hold on. Out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Cavanaugh under pressure and is picked off. Dennis Thurman.
Matt Cavanaugh threw 2 more interceptions. The Cowboys added a 25-yard field goal, and Dallas roared back from 4 points behind to a 14-point victory.